Eddie, obviously you met him earlier, business partner. He buys and sells companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
He last one he did was not last one, but the big one was 1.3 billion, 76 companies at one time. Can you please teach him how to rebuy the fucking companies for a dollar back?
If I could learn that one.
Like, Eddie, get your shit together,
They
bro.
call me the king of exits. I'd like to be the king of dollar acquisitions.
Yeah.
That sounds like a way better.
So after it happened, I guess there were more companies that have had, I don't know, somewhat similar. When it's so founder, and to be honest, probably buying a company, it's a risk, right? When the founder is such a critical part. And that was the question. It's like, well, if I'm not part of Barstool and the other guys are like, we don't want to do it with Dave, what do you got?
Right.
So the value is in us. And again, that sale, myself, everybody, Penn, we underestimated what it would be like for Barstool to be under the thumb of the government, which is essentially what we were in the gambling industry. So I didn't think it would be as big of an issue. They didn't think it would be as big of an issue. I remember when we were debating, when Penn bought Barstool, do we name the sports book like Barstool Sportsbook, or do we come up with something new?
Yeah.
I argued we should keep it because that's the goodwill. Hindsight, we probably should have changed the name and disassociate. But I mean, again, it's a world that I had never been a part of, and I don't want to be a part of again. When literally you walk into a room, one person, no oversight, and it can vary state to state. So it was a tough thing for Penn and a tough thing for us.
That was crazy. What a crazy story.
Do you see, on stage you're talking about that you got, from that sale you've made your money, and now you're just, loving kind of Barstool, letting it be what it is right now. Do you see yourself ever selling it off again at any point?
Probably not. So part of the deal that we did with Penn, if I was to do that, they get 50% of the sale. Okay. So that
motivates you.
Yeah, demotivates me from doing it. And again, if I'll never say never, but I don't anticipate now.
Yeah.
Quick question for you, away from the business stuff. So Andrew and I both kind of are on a path of retirement, and then we're doing this again for the fun of it and trying to make impact. But one thing is, like, I think you've captured the ability to, like, take humor into your social media. Andrew's, I think one of the big things he does, he incorporates humor on the stage. How do you take that to social media where it actually hits? Right, because like he's a super funny guy, and I feel like the big piece that's missing in his social is like the humor, right? But I feel like that's
you just
what.
say you're not funny.
He's funny.
Are you trying to be
The
funny?
world just doesn't know he's funny. No, just kidding.
No, it's actually a true question. I was just talking to my team about this. Like, most of my humor is just live, off the cuff, like whatever sort of fucking moment. I just I go with that. A lot of people try to get me to go to stand-up comedy because I'm more quick on my feet when the crowd but I don't know how to transfer that into the social side, of it. Because it's not staged.
Barstool's made a fortune on doing just that.
Yeah, and some people are better at it than others. It's a hard thing to teach. Like, comedy in that sense is like no different than an athletic ability. And I've said that with our own company. We have guys who aren't as funny as I'd like them to be, but what am I going to do? It's like if you have a guy who throws a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, like, hey, throw it 99. Well, I can't. Comedy is a subjective thing, and I don't know how to teach it.
But is it that like you just always have a camera rolling and you catch those moments and then you edit those moments, or is it any of it like scripted and it's intentional? Like, how, is it just free flowing?
There's both.
Yeah.
We have so many different verticals and people at Barstool. The cameras are always rolling, so we try to get the genuine clips. But there are people who do scripted stuff.
Yeah.
And some work, some doesn't. For me, I'm more like you. Like I could never do stand up. I always say. Brick by brick, not shtick by shtick. Like I like just the off the cuff, the real stuff, and catch those real moments. And by the way, they're not always meant to be funny. You are generally laughing at somebody's expense. So that's what Barstool is. It's almost like the Office, awkward, weird moments. But the moments that jump out for Barstool, generally somebody in our company wishes that wasn't online. They're like, get that down. We're laughing at somebody. So I don't know if that's great comedy, but that is what we do.
I actually don't like where this is going.
Yeah, I get some ideas.
As the leader of our company, I don't know that I want him, doing that at the expense of our employees.
Yeah, right.
I want you to know, Eddie.
Actually, there's a few people. Eric. Let's just pick Eric out. Yeah.
I have a new goal at our company, and that is I want to have to write a apology letter to the Department of Labor Did you hear that shit?
No,
that is fucking
I missed that.
wild.
I missed that
Yeah.
one.
He had to write an apology letter, and he has it like posted to the Department of Labor. And I thought to myself, what
So
a
like
what
you have your
what a
like
fucking
HR
goal.
board, and it's like this is all your rights. It's like you now have a letter for.
Yeah,
on
we
that
had to
same-
post it all throughout the office and an email. I was telling it on stage. We got into a beef. There's a company, we have a lot of rivals. There's a company, Deadspin Gawker Media, which started about the time we did. We didn't get along with them. We trade shots back and forth. Fast forward, we're successful. They're not. They had a ton of layoffs. Not that you want to dance on people's graves, but I do that.
Yeah.
And they had a union.
Another shot fired. Go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah.
They have a union, and the union posted some message, and they always trashed us. I'm like, looks like your union's not helping you guys. You guys are all getting laid off. We're happy as a clam over here. And then it progressed. I think I said we created a fake union within Barstool just to make fun of the whole thing. I'm like, I'll crush these guys if they do anything. Well, that became a big story where people are taking it literal. You'll still see people like Dave Portnoy's anti-union. I have no really opinion on unions. I just hated this particular company. National Labor Board made me apologize.
Wow.
They made me write an apology to our fake union saying they could unionize.
So it's my new goal, bro. It's, last question.
I don't like that. I already have legal bills.
Last question. I get you out of here, man. Eddie is I've been waiting for this one. Eddie is a diehard Ohio State fan.
I knew that was coming. I was trying to avoid this whole conversation.
Diehard Ohio State.
It's
He-
better
and
conversation
alum.
now than
he's
a
been
couple months
he's been
ago.
fucked up his whole life.
and alumni. So
And you're
I'm not a
obviously
bandwagon.
Big Blue.
Yes.
Me and him went to Ohio
I
State.
got to tell you the game. Okay, we get a brand new jet, right? The inaugural flight. I'm like, I'm gonna pay to fly us to Michigan. I'm gonna get us really great seats because you'd already beat us like 2 years in a row.
Yep.
So I thought this is our year, right? Like, I mean, like, yeah.
So this is last year.
Last year, we fly a new jet, fly there. Takes his brother-in-law. I take my middle son, and we're on the 5th row, in the big house, and then just get hammered.
Yep.
And literally, I have to watch 100,000 people go through us to get on the field. It was.
We had to sit there for probably
There was an
hour.
Ohio State guy behind me with his hands,
your
on
pants.
his head, not on my pants, and there was his head in his hands, just bawling his eyes out. And Andrew's making
Good.
fun, like
Yeah,
he was
good.
making fun.
Yeah.
Good.
Fuck that shit.
That was an amazing season last year. I went to the Rose Bowl. I was at that game.
And it's
I
what
went to the-
happens when you cheat. I mean, like
Rose
when you
Bowl.
cheat, you can have the.
This is heavy. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
They said it about the Patriots. Also, fan the Astros. Basically, if you win, people
Yeah.
come for you.
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
the same thing. We both know that.
Hashtag revenge tour this year, though.
Well, we'll see what 20 million buys.
Yeah.
If you don't win the national championship, it's a failure.
It's true. It's true. It is a failure. I'll give you that. But without your kind of like sideline guy that travels to
Well, we
all of our-
lost half our team went to the NFL. We lost the coach, so
That's true.
it's a rebuilding year for us.
I think the coach was asked to leave. Don't you think?
no, definitely not.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
They were
Nobody
like,
asked Harbaugh. I
when he's
mean,
like, I'll voluntarily, take some time off so that I don't get suspended. I
you
mean,
have Ryan Day running like a spy operation in Ann Arbor because you can't beat the guy.
it's all good fun.
The what do you guys have over there? The Buckeye
National championship. That's what we have
They
over
have the
there.
Buckeye
Yeah.
over there. What
Yeah.
the fuck is a Buckeye, bro? That's not even a mascot. It's a weird nut of some sort.
I have a question.
That
though.
alone,
I have a question.
you
What
should
is?
get.
What
Dave, we
is-
appreciate
what
you
is a
coming
roll
out to the
tide?
Aspire4More
What is a roll
show.
tide?
We appreciate you coming
Tide?
out at
I mean,
the end
what's
of the
that?
show. We loved having Dave
How
on
does
the
an
show
elephant
today.
tie to
You
it?
guys
We
have a
killed
great
Nick
time
Saban.
today.
I know you did.
Wonderful
Killed
time.
him.
Thank you guys
Yeah,
very much.
retirement.